Okay, let's talk about creatine, creatine monohydrate, and Kre-alkalyn. Creatine monohydrate, we all know, is an old school supplement, probably the best bang for the buck supplement there is on the market. Monohydrate's been around since at least the early 90s when I started taking it. What creatine does and what it is this. So creatine itself is just a combination of 3 amino acids. It's glycine, arginine, and methionine. When those 3 amino acids are mixed together, they work a pretty magic thing, and that is creatine. What creatine does is increases and restores ATP. ATP is adenosine triphosphate. It's what's responsible for a lot of your muscle contractions and strength. So when you supplement, well, first of all, your muscle cells can only hold a small amount of ATP. When you supplement ATP and you regenerate that ATP, your muscle cells are stronger and their endurance is better. So everyone knows if you take creatine monohydrate, before taking creatine, your max bench might be whatever weight for like 10 reps. After taking creatine monohydrate, you may get 11 to 13 reps out of that same amount of weight with creatine supplementation. What it also does, it volumizes the cell. So the muscle cell itself holds a bit more water, which makes it more efficient for protein synthesis, which is taking food-based proteins and turning them into muscle-based proteins, okay? Couple drawbacks with monohydrate. Number one, for a shop, the margins on this and the profit margin on this on monohydrate is not very good anymore. It's really cheap to buy. So you can buy it for about 10 or 12 bucks and you sell it for about 12 or 14 or 15. There's no margins there at all. For the consumer, the problems are this, is the monohydrate does a few things that are undesirable for a lot of guys. First of all, it can cause some gastrointestinal issues because you have to take so much of it. It does not survive your digestive tract very well. Not being pH balanced, your body uses a lot of it up. Secondly, what it does is causes some subcutaneous edema in some guys. It gets that kind of a squashy, bloated look to them. Strength and endurance is good, but the drawbacks oftentimes make it not really worth doing. Also, it can convert to creatinine, which is not particularly good for your kidneys. So we steer people away from monohydrate in my shop and steer them towards a better product. There's 2 of them here. What they both are is a pH balanced form of creatine called Kre-alkalyn. Because your body absorbs the Kre-alkalyn at a much higher rate, rather than taking 10 or 15 grams of this, you take about 1.5 grams of this. You get the exact same effects out of it without any of the drawbacks. No subcutaneous edema, no gastrointestinal issues. I've honest to God never had anybody in my shop ever complained about any bloating or squashy gut or whatever on either one of these 2 products. When I do hear about it pretty often on this one here. So you get all the benefits of creatine monohydrate with these guys without any of the drawbacks, okay? The 2 differences between these 2 products is this. Kre-alkalyn is basically just pure creatine or Kre-alkalyn. The infused is Kre-alkalyn and beta-alanine. So beta-alanine is responsible for muscle level of carnosine. Carnosine leads to muscle endurance. So the sell point is this, looking for strength, some better endurance, better protein synthesis, better cellular hydration, better protein synthesis, go with Kre-alkalyn. If you're looking for all of that, in addition to some good muscular endurance, maybe for like people who do HIIT training or Orange Theory or Aero, or maybe they're Spartan racers, they want that extra boost of muscular energy, then push them towards the infuse.